Welcome back to KGSM Sports. I'm Kanan Bielovats.
I'm Harry Loomis, and as the students of Missouri Western took a nice, relaxing Christmas break, Candy Whitaker's women's basketball team enjoyed a torrid stretch of play. With an 11-game winning streak ending on Saturday, the Griffins welcomed the Ichabods in search of beginning a new streak. Missouri Western baseball head coach Charles Buzz Verduzco announced that the 2023 season will be his last. Verduzco has been at the helm since the year 2000, enjoying 13 MIAA tournament appearances and 4 NCAA regional tournament berths. Verduzco told Go Griffins, quote, "I'll leave with a lot of memories. I don't have the words to express the deep gratitude to those who supported this program and me through my 23 years. Here, my goal for this last season is to make all Griffins proud, former and present. Right now, I have one focus, and that is to empty my tank with one last season, one last Griffin team. The student athletes have always been my priority, and this last season won't be any different." The team starts play on Thursday at Henderson State. The 2022-23 season has not been an easy one for Griffin men's basketball. Between injuries and tough stretches of play, the Griffins came into last Wednesday in 11th place in the MIAA, having lost their last 6 games. They scored a huge win over Washburn in Will Eames' return, but how would they fare on Saturday against the third-ranked team in the conference?
Taking to the first half, Julius Dixon over to Wednesday's hero, Jerron Thames. He drives to the basket, throws it down with 2 hands. Griffins off to a good start, in large part to Julius Dixon, who does the same thing as Thames, throws it down with the 1 hand. Later on in the first half, Will Eames finds Reese Glover off one leg. You know he's going to hit that.
Welcome to KGSM Sports. I'm Kanan Bielovats.
I'm Harry Loomis, and Kanan, I'm sure Missouri Western fans are well aware of Griffin men's basketball's recent history with Northwest Missouri State. The 3-time defending Division II champions from Maryville have taken the last 22 matchups in the Highway 71 rivalry. The Griffins' last win came January 12th, 2013, and the Bearcats come into town this Saturday in a crucial part of the season. Right now, the Griffins sit 8th in the MIAA standings with 4 games left to earn a spot in the 10-team MIAA basketball championship tournament. Fortunately for the Griffins, after Northwest, the Griffins have home games against Newman, Thursday against Nebraska Kearney, and Saturday against Pittsburgh State. Teams contending with Missouri Western like Central Missouri, Northeastern State, and Washburn playing each other, the Griffins have a golden opportunity to secure their place in Kansas City. Sunday is opening day for Griffin lacrosse, kicking off their 3rd season against Concordia St. Paul at Spratt Stadium. Hopes are high for the Griffins, who are projected to finish 3rd in the GLVC on the back of stars like Mackenzie Porter and Sam Pruitt. Jessica Burke's team could be in store for a very special spring. And man, it's been a busy week for Griffin basketball. 5 games between the men and women since Saturday, and both have one more game before next week's MIAA basketball championship tournament. Let's take it back to last Saturday as the men tried to win the Highway 71 rivalry.
All the stars are out. Trevor Hudgens, now on the Houston Rockets. Northwest Missouri legend is in the house. Early first half, Griffins got off to a good start, in large part to Julius Dixon. He knocks down that 3. He had a big game in this one. So did these two. Zion Sweater going up for the layup, no good. But Tay Fields with the offensive rebound goes up and gets the 2 points. Bernard driving to the baseline, goes up and under for the finish. He woke up in a big way, 13 second-half points, but the Griffins would not go out easily, in large part to Julius Dixon. What a finish there. Explosive dunk.
And the basketball sure didn't stop there. Wednesday, the Newman Jets touched down for a doubleheader. Let's start with how the women did. Despite the loss, it has still been an outstanding season for the Griffins. The team has a few days of preparation before heading down to Municipal Auditorium. The MIAA Basketball Championship Tournament is sure to be a very tough task, but the Griffins have the talent and now the experience to make a deep run. Reporting for KGSM-TV, I'm Harry Loomis.
First quarter, get used to me saying this. Cleo Murray, left wing, bang, 3-pointer is good. She caught fire in this one. You might as well call Cleo Murray and Abby Belay the Splash Sisters. These two could not miss in this one. Belay, top of the key, bang, 3-pointer good. The Griffins had 30 points in the first quarter alone, and the Griffins having a little bit of fun. 6 players in double figures in this one to win it easily, 97-48. And they needed it later on. Tate Fields to Jerron Thames. He gets the hammer. Huge play for Thames, and the Griffins are loving it. Later on, Will Eames floater, no good. Thames rebound, no good. They keep battling for it. Who else? Tay Fields. He had 9 offensive rebounds in this one. That was one of them. Later on, loose ball here. Reese Glover ends up with it. Finds a lob to Thames. One more time. Hammers it home. They needed a big play right here, right now. Inbound play. Tay Fields finds Julius Dixon. He would dish it out to Jerron Thames. He gets the pass to Alex John, who has battled more than anyone this year. He gets the biggest dunk of the season. One last chance for the Ichabods. Or finds it to Nelson, three-pointer, fakes it, shoots it, gets tipped. Jerron Thames with the rebound. And the Griffins, despite the Ichabods giving them everything in that second half, are able to live to fight another day. They win it 69-63. 4 Griffins in double figures. Tay Fields with 15 points and 16 rebounds.
Lastly, Griffin tennis was dealt their first loss of the season Tuesday at St. Louis University. Sunday, they look for a better result at home against Cowley. Stay tuned after the break for another installment of the Sports Roundtable. The loss was the Griffins' 23rd in a row against the Northwest. However, there are positives to take away from this game. With 4 days of preparation ahead of 3 final regular season games, the Griffins could build a lot of momentum ahead of the MIAA Basketball Championship Tournament. Reporting for KGSM-TV, I'm Harry Loomis. Back at KGSM-TV, we have brought the roundtable back. It is Super Bowl Sunday this weekend. We invited our good friend Reese Payne to come along with us. He is on the Griffin football team. We want to get his thoughts on the game. Reese, what's a big thing you're looking for this Sunday? Shouldn't be a problem. Mahomes was spectacular in that championship game against the Bengals. Mahomes and Hurts, we just found out on Thursday, finished first and second in MVP voting. Patrick Mahomes is your 2022 NFL MVP. Interesting enough, though, MVP has not gone on to win the Super Bowl since 2000, Kurt Warner with the St. Louis Rams. Reese, that's a little bit of history going against the Chiefs. Do you think that plays a factor at all? Welcome back here to KGSM-TV. That's Kanan Bielavac. My name is Harry Loomis. We're bringing back the roundtable. Topic on everyone's mind, Northwest Missouri coming into town this Saturday. Kanan, we all know the story. Men's basketball has lost the last 22 in a row to the 3-time national champions. Simply put, what's the key to reversing that? Absolutely. And, looking back last year, last time Bearcats were in St. Joe, last February, they took home an 84-61 win. Close game at halftime, but the Bearcats outscored the Griffins 49-29 in the second half. Jerron Thames led the Griffins with 27 points that day, but Diego Bernard, St. Joseph product at Northwest Missouri, 11-10, took over that second half. He's a guy, we really didn't know what to expect with Northwest. Trevor Hudgens going to the NBA. But Diego, probably the best defender in the MIAA. His scoring gone from 11.9 points a game last year all the way up to 16.8 this year. What makes him so hard to game plan against? I think it's going to take a team performance to beat this Bearcats team. You want to talk about team performance. That's exactly what Candy Whitaker's team is doing. Northwest women also in town on Saturday. The Griffins are one of the most complete offenses in the MIAA. Northwest is led by Molly Hartnett. She's averaging 13.4 points a game. She's been able to show up in some big opportunities. She had 26 points in a game in the MIAA tournament last year. What's going to be the key to stopping her? MIAA basketball tournament takes place next week in Kansas City, so we thought it would be the perfect time to talk about it. Starting off with the men's, we're going to take a look at the standings here. Northwest Missouri clinched the regular season championship with a win over Central Oklahoma last night. The Griffins clinched a spot in the tournament last night with a win. Shout out to Derek Zimmerman-Geyer for that information. It's a matter of whether or not they'll be the 9 or 10 seed and whether or not they will play Rogers State University or Washburn University. So, Kanan, looking at the matchup, you're going to play one of two teams on Wednesday night. A Rogers State team that has beaten you the last 3 times. This Washburn team, the Griffins did beat the last time they faced off against each other, but this team is battle-tested, won the championship in 2021, made the championship a year ago. Is there really a preferable matchup for these two? Speaking of Friday, right now, that's where the Griffin women's team is expected to play. We're going to take a look at the standings now. Nebraska Kearney has clinched a share of the conference championship. The Griffins could still earn a split in that championship as well. Central Missouri is the 2 seed right now. The Griffins are tied with them. The Jennies own the tiebreaker. So the Griffins, that is actually a pretty big difference because right now, 3-6 plays Friday, their first matchup. The Griffins would face last year's champion Fort Hays State University, whereas the 2 seed Central Oklahoma has to wait. They would play one of Northwest Missouri, Emporia State, or Washburn. Kanan, the Griffins, a big matchup on Saturday against 4th seed Pitt State. How big is seeding for them? Yeah, me neither. And we know the women's seed is an absolute dogfight. These top 6 teams could all make their case for being in the NCAA Central Regional. Missouri Western, we know they're as hot as anybody. They've won 17 of their last 18 games, but the tournament is a different breed, like we all know. Kearney, the top seed, has won their last 13 games in a row. What is going to be the key to success for the Griffins to take home an MIAA championship? I like it. Lincoln, by far the most improved MIAA team last year, finished last 100%. Place a year ago. 5th place this year, an incredible turnaround for the Blue Tigers. Looking at the women's side, we talked about the top 6 teams that could all make the tournament, the NCAA tournament, that is. And I think the one that's flying under the radar is last year's regular season champion, Missouri Southern. They're the 5th seed as of today, and they live and breathe by one player. That is sophomore Lacey Stokes, last year's Player of the Year. She put up 32 in the semifinals against Missouri Western to get to the championship. They made a huge Cinderella run a year ago to get to the regular season championship. They haven't had quite the same Cinderella-type run this year, but this is a team that you cannot take lightly and can beat you in a bunch of different ways. So I'm looking out for Missouri Southern in this tournament. It's going to be a very tight game. Huge NCAA tournament implications. That's one. Right now, the Griffins are the 8th seed. You're likely going to have to win a game or two to lock up your spot in the tournament. Looking at the Tigers, like you mentioned, Katie Wagner averaging almost 15 and 8 a game. Olivia Hollenbach averaging 13. Looking at those two matchups, Katie Wagner matches up very well to the Griffins' Connie Clark, the Defensive Player of the Year in the MIAA, mind you. How do we match up with Olivia Hollenbach? Absolutely, and that's going to be the key matchup down there. The Griffins do have strength in numbers. If they win tonight, they play Saturday night against a very talented Central Missouri team. We know this team very well, taking the last 4 matchups against them, including knocking them out of the tournament last year and including this year, gave them their first loss of the season. So like we said, we know this team very well. How much does recent history play into effect tonight?